Hello, hello, and welcome to today's video. I am so glad you're here because today's video I feel is very on brand for where we are at this point in the year. It is July of 2024, and we have officially made it through the first 6 months of this year. In many ways, I can't even believe it because, like, what is time? And in other ways, it feels like the pacing of this year has been kind of exactly what I thought it would be. So, normally when you are at a halfway point, you start to do some reflections, right? And you may be thinking about ways that you have reached a lot of your goals so far this year. But this is also the time when judgment and despair and disappointment can start to seep in. And so I feel that this video, talking about 5 ways to be gentle with yourself, is very important for this time of year because it's going to make the difference between you really enjoying the rest of your year, reassessing your goals, and taking a step back to allow yourself to just be and to be gentle and kind and compassionate to yourself. So being gentle with yourself is just that. It's about cultivating a loving and compassionate relationship with your entire being, with your mind, with your body, with your spirit, your soul, and finding ways to allow yourself to exhale, to enjoy your human experience, to pull back when you need to really listen in to your body and to your mind and to see what you need. So we're going to go through these 5 ways to be gentle with yourself. I always recommend grabbing a notebook or pen and paper as thoughts come up so that you can pause the video if you need to and take some notes. So the first way to be gentle with yourself is to allow your feelings to run their course without your negative interference. Whenever possible, if a thought or a feeling comes up, the first thing that we like to do, especially if it's uncomfortable, is to push it away, to make sure that we are doing anything that we can to get rid of that feeling, to do the opposite of that feeling, to get out of that like discomfort that it can bring to us. But a way to be gentle with yourself is really allow yourself to settle into how you're feeling and to let those feelings run through their natural cycle without you jumping in and speaking negatively to yourself or using it to prove that, see, I told you so. I knew you couldn't do X, Y, or Z. To allow the feeling to kind of wash over you and to just let it be. Because the thing about feelings and emotions and thoughts is that the way that you feel about something today is probably not the way that you'll feel about it like tomorrow or like 6 months from now. And so when you double down and you dig in and you layer on a seemingly fleeting emotion or feeling with negative self-talk, then you're going to stay stuck in that space versus allowing it to naturally run its course and to move on. And so the next time you have a negative thought or a negative feeling, or there's that inner dialogue that is telling you that you can't do something or you shouldn't do something, sit with it and allow it to move on. It's like when I'm teaching meditation classes, sometimes I use the analogy or the imagery rather of a snow globe, that you shake up that snow globe and then you have all of those snowflakes that they take their time and they settle down to the bottom of the snow globe. And they're going to do that without you pushing them or encouraging them to move faster. They're just going to settle. And so unless you shake that snow globe again, they're not going to get all stirred up, most likely. So being gentle with yourself means allowing your feelings, allowing your thoughts to run their natural course without your negative interference. What would it look like to have a thought come into your head and to not add more fuel to that little fire, to let it just pass through? Number 1, allow your thoughts to run their own course without your negative interference. Number 2 is embrace the power of the word and. Embrace the power of the word and, because and is what allows 2 seemingly different thoughts or experiences to coexist to create our human experience. So and says, I know I can do this and I'm exhausted. It says, I love being a mom and I am touched out. It says, I really love my job and I need a break. Or I'm enjoying my marriage and I need a solo vacation. And so, embracing the power of the word and allows you to be gentle with yourself because it reminds you that our human experience is dualistic. We are not a monolith. We're not one thing or the other. Normally, there's a lot of gray area in there. And so, when you're allowing the power of the word and to really take hold of how you speak to yourself and how you experience things, you realize that you are not a bad person, that you're not doing anything wrong, that you are human, and that you are allowed to and you should experience multiple things at once. The way to be gentle with yourself, number two, is to embrace the power of the word and. So I want you to start saying and, not but. I want you to start saying and. I want to reach my goals and I need a break. Practice saying the word and see if that helps you take on a more gentle tone with yourself. Tip number three to be gentle with yourself is to keep it simple. Keep it simple. Simplifying your efforts is what is going to help you not feel so overwhelmed and not give you more information to get down on yourself about. So find ways to pull back. Think about a specific goal or project that you're trying to accomplish and peel back the layers, focusing on only what you need to do, only what would be helpful to help you take those tiny steps toward that goal or completing that project. When you're trying to do too much or you're changing course too quickly, you can get down on yourself and you can feel like you're just marching in place. So simplifying your efforts helps you be more gentle with yourself because you're allowing yourself to complete things in a pace that allows for you to gather more information about what's working and what's not. Tip number three for being more gentle with yourself is to keep it simple. Keep it simple. Tip number four, this is my favorite, is deciding not to decide. So if you are like me and you have lists for the lists, and you have so many things that you want to do, sometimes you have to go back to a list and actually write down, I will decide this and put a date on it. Deciding not to decide allows you to kind of park that task or whatever it is in a parking lot, like let it sit and then get through what you can do, what you have the mental and physical and energetic capacity for, and park the things that you don't, and then decide not to decide those for right now. Do what you can, and then when your energy shifts, when you're feeling a little bit more ready, then you can go back to what you have parked, and then you can start to whittle away at that list. So deciding not to decide is one of my favorite ways to free up some mental space, because yes, I know that it needs to get done. I've assessed the level of urgency based on other things that I need to get done. And then I've parked it and I've told myself, okay, I'm going to come back and revisit this in 2 weeks on, July 25th. And at that time, then I can shift my mental focus to that. It's a way to be gentle with yourself by not taking on so much. And then the final tip is listen to your body. So typically we hear the phrase, listen to your body in the fitness world when like a yoga or fitness instructor is telling us to listen to your body to avoid injury. Or you hear it from your doctor, listen to your body if you feel a cold coming on. But listening to your body it's beyond just the physical. There's also an energetic, more subtle way of listening to your body. It can be, the ringing in your ears when you are feeling too tired, or the clench in your stomach when you are driving to go visit somebody, or feeling an uptick in your heart rate when you know that you have a family member coming to visit. It's listening to your body beyond just the physical symptoms. And yes, you do want to listen to your physical body. It's communicating with you in subtle ways every single day. So if you have been avoiding or ignoring rather, like aches and pains, then it may be time to be more gentle and to listen to your body and decide if that HIIT workout is what you need. It may not be. If you have been ignoring, again, aches and pains on the physical side, you may not need to go for a run. But also, if you've been ignoring the feeling that you get when you're having a conversation with somebody, or when you're getting ready to walk into a certain location, or when you're when you're doing activities that you know are not really conducive to how you want to live, it's really time to stop and listen to yourself and take that information and use it to find ways to be more gentle. And this is so personal. This is so personal. It can be a little easier, I think, to start with the physical. So thinking about it in terms of, my neck is tight, let me be gentle in this workout. Sometimes practicing things from a physical standpoint can help them translate easier into a more energetic or subtle emotional standpoint. So if you need to listen to your body by starting off with the physical, by all means do that and use that as a way to be more gentle. Another thing that I like to talk about in terms of listening to your body is noticing how it feels when something is a yes and when something is a no. Again, this can be physical or energetic. Something being a yes is something that may feel expansive or exciting or like you're willing to open up to it. And something that may be a no is the opposite normally. It feels contractive or tight or hesitant. And so when we gather information, when we listen to our body in terms of how we're feeling, if something is a yes or no, we can be more gentle with ourselves by deciding what we need in that moment to take care of ourselves when something is a no, or deciding in that moment how we're feeling when something is a yes and trying to do more of that. And of course, there are times that you have to do things because adulting, but if something feels like a no, still gather that information so that you can take better care of yourself as you work through that no. So 5 ways to be gentle with yourself, 5 ways to cultivate this loving, listening, active, compassionate relationship with yourself. Number 1 is allow your feelings to run their natural course without your negative interference. Number 2 is embrace the power of the word and actually start saying and. I love this and I'm tired and I want to achieve this and see if that allows you to relax your shoulders a little bit. Number 3, keep it simple. See if you can simplify your efforts. Don't trick yourself into thinking that you're not doing enough because you've given yourself too much to do. So keep it simple. Number 4, decide not to decide. Some things need to be parked for a while until you are ready to shift your focus back onto those things. And then number 5, listen to your body. Your body's always communicating with you in subtle and not so subtle ways. So listen to your body. We are 6 months past the beginning of this year, and it is a really great time to reflect and to assess and also to be gentle with yourself as you finish the year. We've talked about the fact that trying to rush actually keeps you marching in place, but finding ways to bring in some ease and slowing down helps you get there, wherever there is, a lot faster. So be gentle with yourself as you continue on through the rest of your year. Write down some notes, play this video back, think about some ways that you can be gentle with yourself in each of these 5 ways. And then also comment to me. Tell me if there's anything I missed, if there's anything that's on your list of ways to be gentle that you think that we should share in our community. All right, thank you for being here. Until next time.